It's Denise from Makeup on Aisle 64, and today we are doing planning on aisle 64. And for those of you not familiar, I use the Inkwell Press Watercolor Hexagon as my planner of choice. And I love the Inkwell Press because of the features that it has, but particularly because of the mission board. And it's the mission board that I'm going to be working on today. This is what the mission board looks like in the Inkwell Press. It's a series of hexagons, and each of the hexagons has a different category that relates to the personal goals that we set up in January. So let me find my goal sheet. So here is our goal sheet that we set up in January, and the categories on it include personal, social, financial, health, home, and dreaming big. And then the mission board reflects those same categories. And over here, I write any notes that might be relevant for the month. So we're going to get into it in just a minute, but let me just share with you, this video has been a challenge. It has been a while since I've done a planning video, so I wanted to try something a little different. I wanted to try a little bit different setup, and trust me, I'm going back to my old setup because some of the things I tried just didn't work very well. And one of the things that happened is while I was in the middle of filming, my husband came downstairs. I couldn't sleep, so I came down in the middle of the night thinking, okay, I'll just go ahead and knock this planning video out. And he's talking, what are you doing up, and blah, 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 this and that. And I'm like, honey, I'm filming. And he's like, oh. Then he goes and sits down in the living room and starts watching TV, and I'm still trying to film. So I thought, okay, I'll just delete the video, and then I'll just delete the voice, and I'll just put in music where I had to delete some of the talking. Well, I ended up deleting more than what I anticipated, and when I edited the film, I had tried a couple special effects, and it was a disaster. So today, what you see is what you get. So please be gentle with me, but I definitely won't try some of the things that I tried in this video again. So that being said, let's get into it. I'll get out some tools, and I like to get the tools out that I'm going to be using so that I'm not scrambling around too much for things. And I will admit also that I have done a little pre-planning because it takes me forever to get my mission board done. I like it to be very visual. So because I like it to be so visual, it takes me a really long time. And sometimes I have all kinds of things out. So I've done some pre-planning. I've cut some pictures that I want to use. And then of course I've got my trusty little cell phone with me because I always have to check my calendar. And a couple hexagons that I've pre-planned. So I'm about to get started. The mission board has several categories of things that go along with the goals that I set for the year. These include time for me, and it's really hard for me to plan time for myself because I'm so used to planning time and doing things for other people that I always put myself last on the list. Well, now I'm learning to put myself first, and that it's not selfish to do that. So I cut out this little reminder to make time for me to put in the me time hexagon. And then I also set some fitness goals for myself. And those goals include doing Pilates 3 times a week. And I usually manage to get in 4, but I need to at least get it in 3 times a week to meet my fitness goals. And actually, this is for health and fitness. So Pilates is one way of doing that. So I'm going to do Pilates 3 times a week, and then I've also been eating very clean and less coffee. So with that being said, I'm having smoothies in the morning instead of a cup of coffee, because my health plan and my weight loss goes better when I'm not having a little coffee with my cream and sugar. I think I haven't used this glue stick for a while. It's starting to dry out just a little bit. I'm going to have to find another one soon. I wanted to cover up this little checked box. For some reason, I just didn't like the design that was in it. And I think I want this pretty little blue one right here. Now, one of the comments that I always get is about the tweezers that I use when I am planning. And that pair of tweezers comes from the Cutter Bee collection. I have a set of Cutter Bee scissors and the little tweezers that go along with that. And I like using the tweezers because it helps me to be more precise when I'm lifting pieces, be they letters or other pieces that I've cut out and I'm trying to position on the page. One of the big areas that I want to focus on this month is budget. My husband and I are reworking our budget for the end of the year and as we look forward to next year. So I wanted to make sure that budget was featured prominently on this mission board. So I used my Big Shot, which is a device that I can cut out letters with to create that letter B, and then I used another die cut with the Big Shot to cut out those other letters. And then I use my tweezers to try to position them where I think I want them to go. Once I've got it figured out where I want them to go, then I need to get them stuck down. And with the B, since it's so large, I can put glue on the back of it. After I get that B on, I need to get that aisle 64 icon glued down as well, and then I'll address the rest of those letters. Now my next challenge is to get those letters on. I don't want them in a straight line. I do want to be a little artsy with them. So that's always a challenge. And then since they're so small, I don't want to try to put glue on the back of each one. My Xyron label maker is really good at getting those little letters stuck down. I can tuck those down inside that label maker and then pull that strip out. Give that strip a good rub to make sure the adhesive is on all the letters. And then peel the strip apart. Now I've got little labels. There's glue on the back of the letters and I can get them stuck down. However, I did get a little bit of glue on one of my hexagons. Had to peel that off. So now let's get those letters in place. Once I've got all the letters in place, I like to use the strip to kind of help rub them down, to smooth them out, just to make sure they're where I want them to be and there's no sticky pieces of adhesive left on them. Now I get to place this picture of me and Will on the page, and I'm putting it over the hexagon that there's no title or no label, and I'm using this one for marriage because I want to continue to work on our marriage. So that's why I'm putting this picture of me and Will there. And then as Thanksgiving is coming, one of the things that we'll be doing together is hosting our family. So let's get this picture down. And now I'm going to fill in my social category with my Facebook and Instagram goals. So my vision board, as you can see, tends to be very, very visual. I like it to have lots of pictures, large icons, just to kind of make me think about what my goals are for that particular month. And then I'll fill in on the notes and rambling page or on my weekly calendar specific things that I need to do. But just looking at the big budget lets me know that budget is a focus for the month. Looking at the picture of me and Will reminds me that our marriage is a focus for the month. Looking at the 64 is a reminder that I'm going to be working on goals for makeup on aisle 64, planning on aisle 64, as well as my YouTube channel, and then of course being social, my Facebook group, as well as Instagram pictures, which sometimes I'm not always good at following up on Instagram. So I made a point to put that here so that I remember to set some plans for that this month. So let's get that down. And you can see how handy my tweezers are. Okay, so let's get this little money sign on. Again, that's reinforcing my budget, which is the focus for the month, and this is the financial piece on the hexagon. Okay, so now let me get money matters written on this. I think that money sign is just too close. I'm going to take it up. And I'm just going to write money matters. I think I want to put something here related to Thanksgiving, but I really don't want to put a big Thanksgiving icon. Let me take up that fitness piece and we'll see what's what. I've got these stickers that I've had forever for fall and Thanksgiving, and there's one in here that I think will work just fine. Let's cut that out. And it's a rub-on. So once I get it positioned down, I'll have to get the little popsicle stick out and then get that rubbed on. And I want to make sure I get it rubbed on well because I don't want to peel that top layer up and then just have half the letter there. Okay. Now I'll get my fitness back, but now it's a little bit too long, so let me just trim it off just a little. A little bit more. I think we got it. Now I can get my other picture on. This woman sitting here in what I see as the classic yoga position says to me, stress-free. And that's one of the things I wanted to focus on this month as well, was no stress. I know for a lot of people Thanksgiving is real hectic and stressful. For me, it's not. I love it. But I'm going to plan ahead, and this image of this woman and this position, just kind of meditating, relaxing, is reminding me to be stress-free this month. So now let's get the picture down. I've selected the washi tape, and I like to put the tape on the back of the picture so that when I flip it down, the washi tape's not showing. Now I need to get my notes out so that I see what I need to do for the month. I always have my cell phone handy because I always put things on my cell phone right away. Then I can go back and look at that calendar, pull those notes off to actually put in the planner. And now I'll get some of those notes written on the page. make sure that all the notes are under the picture. I don't like to have any writing kind of peeking out from under the picture over on the side. So that's why from time to time I'll flip the picture up and then flip it back down just to make sure the notes are under the picture. And there's some other social things that I want to make sure that I get in this month, which includes having lunch with friends. So I'll just put those notes at the bottom of the picture so that I see them without having to flip it up. But I've got plenty of room, even with this picture taking up quite a bit of real estate. I can put notes on the side and notes at the bottom. And then of course I've got my other notes hidden under the picture. Now let me just check my little note sheet here to make sure I've got everything off of here that I want. Yeah, I think I've got everything. I think that's it. So here is my finished mission board. And I am really, really pleased with it. Like I said earlier, I like for my mission board to be very visual, and you can see that right here. I can just at a glance take a look at what I've got going on for the month. And then of course I've got my reminder to be stress-free for the month of November. So thank you for joining me for planning on aisle 64 with my November mission board. I hope you'll join me again next time, and trust me, it won't be such a trial and a challenge to get that video done. I also hope to upload a vlog that shows you a little bit about my weigh-in. We'll see if I can figure out how to get that done. But in the meantime, share the love by sharing the link with your family and friends that you think might enjoy this kind of a video. And by all means, subscribe and like me. Please click the like me button, subscribe, and please leave me a comment. I love to see what you have to say, and I'd be very interested to hear what you have to say about this particular video. So if you've set any goals for yourself for the month of November, if you plan on having a stress-free Thanksgiving, let me know how you plan on going about doing that. Bye.